Welcome, Daan. That's your first time at the festival. So what brought you here? What kind of an atmosphere did you find here?
Well, I just arrived yesterday, so I haven't seen that much yet. But so far, I'm loving it. The people are wonderful, and I'm actually really excited to play here.
Silent movie is a live performance and a niche art form. It could not considered as popular, but now it changed a bit. So what do you think about that?
I think that's fantastic. I've always thought of the silent film as being a form of art on its own, and not like the primitive predecessor of the sound film, which were the actual film. I really think it stands on its own. I think the films are absolutely beautiful, and I'm really happy that the audience for it is growing again as well. Yes.
Last year we did an interview here with musician Stefan Horne, and he told that all the cases about to convince people to come for a silent movie, because people think that, I think that's because of people think that black and white and a silent movie is something boring and they can't enjoy it. So
there are many cliches still alive about silent film. There are they imagine men had to move too fast and throw pies in each other's faces and slip on banana peels.
Do you think that there's a prejudgment about that?
Yes, definitely. And I always know that once people have experienced seeing a film with the live music, they're always falling in love with it. But it is hard to get the people there, because there are so many people that just don't know yet how much they will love it.
And these years you see movie The Artist, the silent movie The Artist, and black and white movies like Cold War, Rome gained lots of attention, you know. So do you think that there is a return to past these years?
I don't think it's actually return to back, but I think it's more of a revival, that we are rediscovering all these beautiful films, and also a bigger audience is rediscovering.
Is it the way that you keep a genre alive, or just?
Absolutely. Like I said, silent films are really, really different from sound films. They are so expressive in their images, because the filmmakers didn't have any sound for it. They only had the images, so they're so beautiful, and there's so many wonderful actors who you can just look in their eyes and you can see their entire backstory in it. And I think that's beautiful and definitely worth keeping alive. Yes.
And you're composing music, and you are doing live music performances, and I am curious about that process, because there's a connection between the theme of the movie and the theme of the music, right? So how do you create that connection? I'm curious about the essentials of that process, actually.
Right. There are a few of them. I think it's important that as a musician you are actually watching the film together with an audience, and that you can experience the film together with an audience. Especially when I'm just improvising the score with a different audience, it might be completely different, because you just feel, okay, the audience is more rooting for this guy now, or oh, they found this person more heroic than I thought, so let's let him be really, really heroic. And another important thing is trying to think of what was the idea of the director. Can you, with the music, add something to the images that are not already there? For instance, if there's a big war going on, you can play a big war, but you can also take a little bit more distance, be very soft, and play how sad it is that this big war is going on. And that can be sometimes really, really effective.
And I would like to talk about your career. As we told before, you told that you started composing at a very young age. So how did it start, and how did you direct your career into this field?
I have always, as long as I can remember, I've been playing the piano, and since I've been playing the piano, I've also been composing little pieces. And of course they grew bigger and bigger, and I've always tried to tell stories with the music, even though there was no film involved yet. I'm a big movie fan as well, and it was not until 6-7 years ago that I realized that there is still a relatively big alive scene going on with silent film and live music. And so I thought I have to be a part of this. and I went to Pordenone, where a big silent film festival is, and they have masterclasses in silent film accompaniment there, and I followed the masterclasses, and I was really lucky to be picked up by the by then director, and he has done a lot for me and to support my career, and he got me invited back to this festival, and since then I've played there every year. I'm now actually teaching the masterclasses, and that's where it started, and that's that festival during those masterclasses where I really felt this is what I want, what I need to do with my life.
And as a last question, could you please compare 3 soundtracks from your favorite movies for the festival and with audiences? I know that's hard to compare 3, but...
that's really, really hard, actually. Okay, I'm going to say one thing. One of my favorite silent film scores is actually the one I will be playing tonight. I was amazed by the rediscovery of this music and how it sounded, and also how it commented on the film. I think that's fantastic.
Okay, if you can't compile, that's totally okay.
That's really, really hard. Yeah, that's really,
I should
hard
warn you.
Yeah.
Okay then, thank you. Well, it was a pleasure to talk with you.
Heel graag gedaan.